Yo, yo, yo. Thanks for tuning in to the 13th episode of J Talks Crypto. And in this episode, I'm going to be talking about a new terrible Bitcoin analogy that I came up with a little while ago. Been kind of like working with this idea. I call this episode Bitcoin, the USB of money. And a lot of times in the Bitcoin space, what people compare Bitcoin to is pretty much they compare it to the TCP/IP layer of the internet. Now, if you don't know what that is, essentially that's the point. You don't think about it. You just use the internet, you use your email, and you go on Google, you go on YouTube, and you on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, whatever you're using, whatever you're watching this on. All of this is built on the TCP/IP layer. And none of us really debate what's kind of like going on over there. And that's essentially the argument that a lot of Bitcoin people kind of have. They're saying Bitcoin is more like the TCP/IP layer, and all of these other cryptocurrencies are the application layer. And that's not a new concept. That's not something that I made up. But it's very hard to understand that if you're a normal person and you're not too well versed in what's going on underneath the hood. So, Jay over here, Jay Talks Crypto, and I'm trying to hit you guys with some super nonsensical analogies and explain how they fail. That way we can try to understand what's going on underneath the hood a little bit more. So, I call this the Bitcoin the USB of money, because a USB is something that we actually interact with a little bit more than than we might think. So I would compare Bitcoin more like the actual USB, and I'm talking about the actual USB connection called Universal Serial Bus, and that's how I would picture Bitcoin. And then I would picture kind of like maybe an SD card reader, or a flash drive, or a wireless adapter, and pretty much any accessory that you can put on top of like that you can mount onto a computer. That is what I would consider some of these other cryptocurrencies. And that's kind of like, if you hear Michael Saylor talk, he'll say something like, oh, these other cryptocurrencies, they're competing for the application space. Bitcoin is on the protocol level, that it's what everything is built on. And if you have USBs, that's something that should make sense to you, because you plug in your USB into everything. Yeah, theoretically, you can grab your iPhone, right? And your iPhone, you look at it and it doesn't look like a USB because it has like a lightning plug on it, but they have USB adapters for it. And it's because USB is the standard. If you go back to like a computer in 1995, 1999, 1997, the USB ports back then, they look exactly like the same as the way the USB ports do today. You didn't have micro USB and all this stuff, but you had USB 1.0. And I'm not too sure about this, but I'm pretty sure that if you plugged in an iPhone today into one of those super duper duper old school in one of those super duper old school ports, it would charge. And it would charge the phone, and it would happen very slowly, but it would charge it, because the history of USB, they've always tried making it backwards compatible. And that's kind of where you really start to picture what they're trying to do with Bitcoin. And even with these new updates like Taproot, everyone's kind of like going crazy to do this thing called a soft fork. And the reason why they do that is because they want it to be backwards compatible, because in case if there's someone in the distant future, they need to be able to plug in their USB into the new version of the protocol that is gonna exist 20 years from now. They don't what they're trying to do is avoid trying to make a new type of USB that's going to invalidate the hardware as in our Bitcoin that we had before. So that's kind of like this little concept that I've been working on. I call this little concept the Bitcoin, the USB of money, and it's just trying to come up with a different narrative to the traditional TCP/IP layer to the internet. I feel that if we compare Bitcoin a little bit more to USBs, that's something that people have more of a daily interaction with as to the TCP/IP layer. And comparing other cryptocurrencies, such as Ethereum or Monero or Blank Coin, whatever here, if you compare those to flash drives, if you compare those to Raspberry Pis, if you compare those to just something else that you connect into through a USB, I feel that that might be a more productive conversation so people can understand what Bitcoin really is a little bit easier. Anyway, this was just a talk that I came up with off the cuff, and I wanted to share it with you guys. So I wanted to keep this video short. I'm trying to keep these videos a little bit shorter than usual, but I am trying to stay consistent. Please like, comment, subscribe. You guys know I hate asking. I always forget because I'm just spitting, putting on wax. I don't really care if you really like, comment, subscribe. But it actually does help because I've noticed every time I ask, I get another subscriber or two. I am going to be doing an open dime giveaway at 100 subscribers or 1,000. I'm undecided. I don't know. I'm winging it. Thanks for tuning in. This is J Talks Crypto, and I'm signing off.